everyone, welcome to day 15. You have made it exactly halfway through my 30-day yoga challenge. Congratulations, I hope you feel amazing. I'm really excited for the next 15 days and to find my challenge winner also. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a pose that I am not very good at. And I think quite often in life we try and avoid things that we're not very good at or hide things that we're not very good at, when actually I thought, I'm just going to show you anyway because I do love this pose. I use it all the time and I like it because there's a little bit of movement in it as well. So whether you're good at it or bad at it, let's give it a try. It's called bridge pose or Setu Bandhasana or wheel pose. You might hear it being called wheel pose sometimes. So what we're going to do is come down onto our mats and I want you to bring your heels in as close to your hips as they can go. So you can do that. Sometimes a lot of people would like to hold the front of their ankles and pull the heels in nice and tight. And something that I found that really helps me with this pose is to make sure that I just pigeon toe my feet a little bit. Because what happens, we're going to lift the hips, and what happens sometimes when you activate your glutes is the knees start to fall out and open a little bit. So I just like to turn my heels outwards, toes inwards just a little bit. And what you're going to do is keep your knees about hip distance apart. We don't want them any wider, we definitely don't want them any closer. And from here I want you to kind of make like robot kind of shaped arms with your arms here, because I want you to press up into the elbows first and start to lift up the hips. Now the reason I like to do it like this is because I'm pushing the weight into the elbows, into the shoulders and down into the feet, pressing forward with my knees. And what this does is it allows me to come up without squeezing the glutes too tight. Because as I said, if you're squeezing the glutes too tight, it doesn't help the hips to open and it allows the knees to start to splay open. So it's important in this pose that when you are doing this that you're not looking at me. I don't want to lie down and turn around because it's going to hurt my neck as well. So you might be best to watch it first and then come in and give it a try. I don't know how I'm going to explain it without looking at you, but I shall give it a go. So you're always looking straight upwards, and it's important actually here that as you come up that you try not to hunch into the shoulders. You really want to have a nice long, nice kind of elegant neck in this. So the heels are in, elbows are down. On the next inhale we're going to start to lift up through the hips. Now instantly you're going to start to feel the glutes tighten. That's normal, that's fine, but don't squeeze them too tight, and you should feel this really nice lengthening up the front of the legs. Now what I want you to keep imagining here is that you are pushing forwards with the knees and also through the heels as well. And you can see as I do that it instantly starts to allow my hips to come up a little bit higher. Now I'm saying I'm not very good at this. I shouldn't really say stuff like that, because what I mean is that my hips don't come as high as they would like them to. I can still do it, but when I watch people sometimes doing this, their body really is in a complete wheel shape, and I would love to be able to have that. However high up you come is absolutely fine, and I think it's something for us to work on, is not compare ourselves to others, obviously. Now once you're up, you might then want to relax the arms down and start to really work this through the legs. Again, just making sure that you're not tipping into the outside edges of your feet. A nice little adjustment in your bridge pose is to always press down a little harder through the big toes than any other of your toes, and again it's going to allow you to stay all the way up. Now ideally when you're coming up and down into bridge pose, you're going to just turn your tailbone under a little bit first, and it should feel nice and gently like you are kind of peeling your spine up and down onto the floor, one vertebrae at a time, so it lifts up. And it's almost like getting a nice little back massage. It does feel really nice. So just do come up and down nice and slowly with your breath. And sometimes what I like to do is take my hands underneath my hips just to help them once I get there. So let's give that a little try by pressing up and then taking the hands right underneath the lower back and pressing up nice and high. So you can see instantly that this starts to open up into my chest, which is ultimately what you're trying to do in this pose. It's about opening up the front part of your body. But we don't want to squeeze the back part too much. And something that I'm always quite wary of when you're doing a back bend like this is that your core is still working here. You are still stretching out the core as well, which is really nice. Another nice thing that you can do in your bridge pose, which is how I really like to use it, is in a nice flow. So once you start to lift up through the hips and you're comfortable, and then like to take the hands all the way up and over, get all 10 fingernails touching the floor behind me. Again, it's just a really nice stretch. And exhale, bringing the hands and the hips down nice and slowly with an exhale, just touching down at the same time. So up on an inhale, again pressing down through the big toes, forward through the knees, forward through the feet, and exhale. So give it a try, guys. Let me know what you think. I absolutely adore bridge pose. It just is such a nice calming flow to get in. Some of the benefits of bridge pose are that it's really good for your circulation. Of course, you're starting to tip the hips a little bit higher than the heart, so you're getting all of that nice circulation moving. It's also really good for your digestive system as well, so great for anyone who's maybe struggling. If their digestive system's a little bit slower, this is a good one again to give it a nice kickstart. So enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow.